Hey, my name is Sam Nugent. I'm a missionary with E3 Partners Ministry. And today I have with me Abby. Abby is from Huancayo, which is up in the Andes Mountains of Peru. And she's been here as a guest in Alabama for a few weeks, and she'll be going home in about 3. And I've asked her specifically, since she is a translator for E3 and she is a lady who goes to church in Peru, if she might answer a few questions. Excuse me, because some of you have been asking me questions like, why is it important for Americans to go to another country to share the gospel? So, Abby, I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? So, when you're at home, do you go to church regularly?
I do. I try to go every single weekend when we are supposed to go.
Okay. And do you and your family, do y'all know how to share the gospel?
We do know how to share the gospel and we go doing that.
Okay. Now, what about your church, the people in your church? Do they know how to share?
There are some that go, there are some that don't do that, but yeah, we are like most of us know how to share the gospel, but some are not like ready yet.
Okay. So, how many people live in your city? Do you know an approximate number?
Like 30 million.
3 million?
Yeah, no, 30.
30 million. Oh, that's in
No,
Peru.
I think that's our worldwide population
No,
or
your
our national
country.
population.
That's right. Your national
There are
population is
30.
30 million.
Yeah.
About, you think 3 million people live in your city, in Huancayo? Wow. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought it would be. So, the question that gets posed to me is, why should we go to Huancayo or any place else? Why should we spend the money to get on a plane, to come to your city, to leave our homes, leave our families, to come there for a week? So, since you're a translator, you help American teams when they come. Why is it important to you that Americans come?
Well, it's really important for us because, like, personally, like, I work with so many other teams that came to my city to help us. And people is just like we have evangelical or Christian churches in my city, but most likely, most of the people they are Catholics and they're stronghold Catholics, not for conviction or because they believe this, but because it's tradition. Whatever your parents tell you, that's what you do, and you grew up with this, and it's what you're used to it. So people is tiring of our Christianity getting involved in their traditions and in their culture because it goes against everything they do. And sometimes they feel attacked and everything. They're like, well, I don't want to hear you, or they just like close the doors for us all the time. There are some people that will be open sometimes, but people is just desperate for a hope, desperate for hearing from someone that is like in a superior level, to put it in some way. And y'all are one of the richest countries in all around the world. So whenever someone sees a gringo or someone from America, they want to talk with them, they want to get involved with them, they want to just see how they're doing, why they're here, and all of that. And it's like, for me personally, I've seen so many people just not us going to them, but they're coming to us. Whenever y'all are open to do that, God will use them, each person, in such a mighty way.
Yeah.
And one person will bring their whole family. And
Mm.
that's what we want to do. But sometimes it's really hard whenever you're in the city because, like, Huancayo is a small city and everyone knows everyone. So some people is like politely will tell you, oh, I'm busy or I don't want to hear this. But whenever a gringo will come and tell you, do you have time? I want to talk to you. They really open their doors and they're like, come, just join me, you
Yeah.
know. Um,
I had
and
a pastor in Tarapoto, which is up in the Amazon area. He told me one time I was a worm. And I said, I'm a worm. He said, yeah, you're like bait. You're like, we go fishing with gringos because people will bite. They will actually listen because, you look different, you talk different. And so because you have come from your country to their country, they're very interested and curious. So they'll open the door and they'll invite you in and they will talk to you. So he said, you're kind of like a worm. You're kind of like bait to go fishing with. So, do you think that's a good analogy?
that's the perfect one. One of the biggest examples I had is from mission group that came on June, and It actually, they work for a whole week in 10 different cities around the national territory. And it was amazing how people, just by seeing, they came from all around the world. They came from Australia, they came from Samoa, they came from all around the world. And they were just, they're sharing. They're like, there was a group that called like Team Extreme, and they were like tough guys and everything. And they're just like, why are they coming here? And they've seen gringos, there were like all age gaps groups. There were kids, there were youth people, there were couples, there were widows, there were Asian people that felt like, I'm just gonna be there and just sit and talk to people. I don't know where they got their energy from, but all people just got together. And for one person, just, it had such a big impact that we reached like 1 million souls during that week.
Wow.
Because we went to every single school, and like, at least in my city, they're so desperate for hope. They're so desperate for someone to tell them, we love you, we care for you, we are here for you. And there's so many times where our own government will turn their backs on us and be like, I don't care about you. If you don't have money, I don't mind about you. So whenever someone that has some, you know, like they achieve something and they're like better than you, and like in your daily life and everything, and they just came and they're like, I came here for you because I love you and because God told me to give you a message.
Mm-hmm.
They hear to you like, I really want to hear your message. But whenever I go to them and tell them, there is hope, there is this, there is that, they're like, yeah, sure. And they're like, they're not seeing our reality and everything. But whenever an American came, he really, really opened so many doors.
Okay.
Like, is that an every single day thing?
And so, as a translator, as you've been going from village to village, town to town, city to city, doing translation for teams that have come, not just Americans, like you said, Australians, Chinese, whoever, as you've been doing that, uh, and y'all encounter pastors, are all the pastors that y'all encounter, have they had proper amount of training? They've been to seminary or Bible college or something of that nature?
No, sadly, they don't. And especially like in my city, there is a lot of people that they don't even know how to read. And these pastors just share the gospel. God is so good to us that sometimes He just, you know, through their Bible study that they have sometimes, God just show Himself to them so real that they just speak that. They've never went to like an institute. They never went to meet a seminar. But whenever in America came and make a preach, I'm telling you, if you preach about, I don't know, the creation or something, they're gonna do your preach over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Because they trust that you have a better train than them. And it's just sad that sometimes when we go like to peripheric areas out of Huancayo, there is so many people that was so hard to reach before, not now. But whenever like we want to make them read the Bible, for example, with the Romans way, go through all Romans with all the Bible verses and make them understand, people don't know how to read. So how do you reach the people?
Yeah.
And whenever you have the bench cube, it was a huge step. But you have like 17 people trying to reach a community and they have one event cube or two. It's hard.
Yeah.
And because it's so small, they cannot see. So you cannot gather a whole group for it. But with the three circles, it's just like they see the picture because it's a draw and they can relate to it and just kind of mention and make that like the lines and everything, and they can actually reproduce this in a better way.
So have you seen value in when the American teams come that they train the people in the local churches how to do the three circles, how to do the commands of Christ, how to do a
Abs-
discipleship?
Absolutely. Because I feel like every single time an American came, y'all have education since you're like really young. So you get a better preparation. So whenever you came to tell us, this is a better way to do it, we're not going to question you. We're going to be like, let's try it. Let's give it a try and see. And if it works, we're going to do it. We're going to keep going. And there is this new like era of empowering, We don't need to empower Christianity because God is powerful by Himself. But whenever we're willing to do these things with simple stuff like a paper and a pencil, you cannot even imagine how big of an impact it will give to so many people. Even the paper so many times that we draw and everything with the three circles, people will keep that to themselves and they'll be like, can you teach me on the back part?
Yeah.
And it just blows me away how people are so open to it.
Okay. So if I have somebody that's watching this right now, what would you tell them as far as leaving their home, leaving their family, leaving their job to come on a short-term trip just for a week or a week and a few days? What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, thank you for actually thinking on us, actually for praying for us. There are so many ways to be a missionary, praying, going, and giving. Don't be a comfort Christian that be like, oh, I'm praying, this is so good because I'm praying and there's people that is gonna go. Don't let anybody steal your blessing. Don't put but daddy things on God. If God is calling you to go, I'm telling you, even when you don't feel like you're ready, God is the one that is going with you. It's not about you, it's about God. So if God is putting that way on your heart, just go. Just go. Get ready, train, learn about this, and just open your heart and open your eyes to see all the goodness of God in these people. Because I'm telling you, if you've never been in a mission trip out of your country, you didn't even start living. Because these people will be miles away from you, but will have such a great impact on you. Because it's a totally different reality from you. And you actually will feel how God is going to talk to you personally, even with things that you won't ever imagine, through kids, through widows, and through the ones that need you. We need you to be the church for us. We need you to come with us and reach more people. We need you to train us so you are capable, not of because who you are, but because who is with you. So just take all your tools, take your Bible, and take your courage and come here and join us.
Okay. Well, thank you, Abby. I appreciate your love for the Lord and for the fact that you are serving Him wherever you are. I mean, you're here in Alabama right now. So we thank you for taking the time to encourage us to come and to be a part of the work in Peru or in Latin America. You know, this year, 2020, I've got teams going to Honduras and Costa Rica, and we need people to get up and to go. So thank you for your encouragement and letting us know that what we're doing actually means something, and it's very, very important, to go and to do the training and to be partners with our friends there in those countries. So thank you so much for being a part of our time today. Okay.
Alrighty.
All
Bye, y'all. God bless you.
right. Take care.